welcome to episode 26 of Waxing On with R&J. I'm Jake Jackson. This is my brother Ridge Jackson. We're back with some picks, and recently my brother Ridge went on a vacation to Florida with his family, and you went to a local record store there and got some stuff. And why don't you tell us a little bit about those pickups you got?
We took a little vacation down to Pensacola, Florida, and of course I'm going to have to search local record shops that are down there. There's a couple, but the closest one was this place called Revolver Records. It was inside of a coffee shop called Jitterbug, something like that.
Jitterbug, the old phone commercial.
But it was a sick shop. I went in there with my daughter, so I didn't really get to dig a lot because the rest of the family was waiting outside because my son was napping. I pretty much hit like my big artists, like my things that I want to add to the collection, like that stuff. So he had great selection of different stuff. So many bins that I did not get to dig into, which I want to go back to eventually. So if you're in Pensacola, if I go back, dig through everything. I'm sure this dude has like all kinds of gems. I realized before this, every single record that I'll be talking about is from the 80s.
No new releases today for Rich.
No new releases from me. Well, except for, I got remaster.
Remaster.
I got some really good albums. Two that I didn't really know about, but this is the Cure, A Night Like This. Like a bootleg little live concert. This was live at the National Exhibition Center in Birmingham, UK. It was recorded in 1985, September 20th, and it says it's recorded off of an FM broadcast. I wanted to have it. I wanted to put it in my collection. I wasn't sure how the quality would be with it being like that kind of a recorded thing. It's not official, but it sounds great. It sounds really good. The other Cure release that I got was another live bootleg, more of a stripped down version of the Cure. This was probably right before The Head in the Door, and this was somewhere probably after 84. So between like Faith and Blood Flowers. This is Hang On a Second is what it's called. Live at the Paramount Theater, Seattle, Washington, October 21st, 1984.
40 years ago.
Yeah, really good. Both of these have fantastic songs. You got a very different version of Shake Dog Shake, Secrets, Wailing Walls, Primary, and their version of Cold on this, absolutely amazing. It's a little less like synth heavy as the version on Pornography, but it's just like this raw, imperfect, because like you can hear little mess ups and stuff like that, and I like it. It's fun, but it's really, really good version of Cold. The Hanging Garden and their version of Charlotte Sometimes in the Forest. It's cool, and they play a lot of these. Like a few of these tracks are on each of these live boots, but they sound completely different performances of it, variations and stuff. But I picked those two up there. I had to have it because you can't have too much. You can't have enough Cure. Next, I found it was a music on vinyl pressing of Nighttime by The Killing Joke, the fifth studio album. It's more of their melodic kind of post-punk pop kind of album. Little different from the beginning, but this top to bottom, no skips.
Kings and Queens was my favorite.
Kings and Queens, fantastic song. I mean, right off the bat, Nighttime, Darkness Before Dawn, Love Like Blood was their big hit off of this, and it's still one of my favorite Killing Joke songs. Kings and Queens, Tabazan, Multitudes, Europe, and 80s.
Thought it was a Nirvana song when I first heard it.
If you fun fact, if you haven't listened to this album or the track 80s off of this, listen to that and then listen to Come As You Are. I'm just saying, because they ripped it off.
Cue up that Vanilla Ice interview where he basically like tried to say that he didn't steal the David Bowie or cue that interview up.
I get that. I mean, they eventually, nothing bad ever happened. Like Nirvana did rip off that riff, or Kurt or whoever ripped off that riff. But Dave Grohl ended up recording drums on a Killing Joke album in like 2016 or 2000. I can't remember the dates.
Oh, so they're still making records.
Yeah,
to this day.
they're
Okay.
still an active band
Okay.
as far as I know. I don't think they released like a remaster or reissue of something a while back, but really good, awesome post punk. A lot of their albums are different. Like this is not going to sound like the majority of their first 4 albums, maybe a little bit of the 4th album, but they are very good they're kind of pioneers of, in my opinion, bands like My Bloody Valentine. They did a ton for industrial music, for what would form and become the industrial scene stuff, which, I mean, you can hear Nine Inch Nails, bands like Nine Inch Nails, Metallica
covered
Valentine.
them.
Yeah, Metallica did a cover.
Garage Inc.
Yeah, very, very influential band, wild band. It's a little documentary on YouTube that I would suggest you watch, about 2 hours, and it's wild. It's fun. My last pickup there, everything was just like kind of things I've always wanted to have in my collection, but I don't really see them readily available around here. But God, I had to get a copy of Operation Ivy Energy. I mean, if you ever got into punk rock, you for sure jammed to this record.
Yeah.
It's so good. Everything about this, top to bottom, bringing 19 songs on here. Come on. Killer.
Every punk. I'm not one of these people that likes to speak in absolutes, but if you've never heard Operation Ivy, or you don't like Operation Ivy and you like punk, I'm sorry, you're wrong. You're just wrong. So
you got everything. You got the punk. You got a little bit of the ska.
The only ska Ridge likes,
yeah, it is
Operation Ivy.
I liked some Mustard Plug back in the day, but I need to go back and actually, I guess, remember what they sound like, because it's been, God, probably like 20 years since I've listened to Mustard Plug.
That is the greatest ska core record ever.
Yeah, dude.
Ever. Not the greatest ska core band, but they're the greatest ska core. I say ska core because they, before the Boss termed the, phrase, but they admit ska core, they mix hardcore and punk. It's not just like, because, I can't listen to ska that's just like straight up. Like there's no
mozzarella stick music.
Yeah, I can't do that. I gotta have some some punk in there.
Yeah, dude.
And they have it all. It mixes all very well.
They do. I mean, like straight out, like Knowledge, Sound System, Jaded, or Take Warning. Take Warning is amazing. Bank Shot. It's just like this little like cool interlude. But dude, I absolutely love Bad Town. Bad Town is just like you could just be drinking with your buddies, arm in arm.
Yeah. It's a great summer record for sure.
Yeah. And I loved this when I was
only teenager. A band for 2 years, and the impact of this record is still crazy.
88, 89, something like that.
Right. Started in 87, ended in 89.
And it started in
Operation Ivy.
That's what I got from there, from Revolver Records, located in Pensacola, Florida. Very cool spot. Recommend that if you're ever around that area in Florida. Definitely go and check them out. I did this. This was that was all I got at that trip. I did get something else in recently, and that was, surprise, The Cure, Japanese Whispers, which was just a compilation of basically like their pop hits. It was in between Pornography and The Head in the Door. Great, awesome album. This is a new remaster by Robert Smith himself, and it sounds awesome. There's things that were popping out that I'd never noticed, and I've heard these songs like 1,000 times. Not much more I can say about that. It came on this
clear
really
vinyl.
Cool, clear vinyl. Packaging is probably the most whack record I've ever had.
It's a little flimsy.
Yeah, like this is the jacket, and it's like plastic.
Makes me nervous.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get cut out a piece of cardboard and put in there. It still sounds really awesome. Cool.
Hell yeah. You're a Cure fan. You check this episode out when it airs on YouTube.
Yeah.
Very Cure heavy.
I'm sorry if I'm not going in depth with everything, but
we're just trying to rapid fire.
They've been a band forever.
It's The Cure. If you don't know about The Cure, once again, you live under a rock. That's all I got to tell you.
And let's hope that this year.
Yeah, that'll shoot that in as your album of the year already if it comes out.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Never know. It's still 6 months left. halfway. We still have a lot of
Yeah.
year left. A lot of 2024.
He's been holding on to it for so long. I don't know. It's just gonna take like one day, and Robert will be like, "Let's make it happen.
Yeah, it's time.
It's time."
And then that'll be the.
Yep. And then,
I'm excited for you when that comes. I'm excited for that day.
so that's all I got. That was my haul from Revolver Records, Pensacola, Florida, and then a new little remaster I got. So that's all I have for you today.
All right. Well, I got
Jake?
three. I got three records for you today, all vinyl. And being such the great guy my brother is, he got me a record while he was in Florida shopping at Revolver Records in Florida, and a record that I've been on my wish list or whatever on my Discogs for a long time, just have never got it. An amazing album, also a soundtrack, and that is 1989 Prince's Batman album for the 1989 Batman movie. One of my favorite movies, the movie that I've seen more than any, and I've loved these songs basically because half of the album is in the movie. So every song to me rocks. Even though the last track, "Bat Dance," was the biggest hit on the album, and it's basically just a mashup of other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the weakest song on here, but it's still great. But classic album. Very underrated in the Prince catalog. Just on black vinyl here. You do not see this one talked about seriously in his, being in people's top favorites. But it's one of my favorite Prince records, and it has a couple of my favorite Prince songs of all time, like episode 25 with our good friend Barrett Lewis. Check it out. I talk about on our last episode. I bought a CD single of the first track on this record called "The Future."
Yeah, dude.
I've seen "The Future" and it works. That is one of my favorite Prince songs ever. It's in the opening scene when they're like walking. You can hear it faintly when they're walking, like people are walking or whatever. And he's like, you should have pulled a gun on that kid, man, or the tube, And he's like, "I'm Batman." That scene, And then my absolute favorite song on the record, one of the greatest Prince songs ever, should have been a way bigger hit. It was a single. Track 8, "Scandalous," outstanding song. That's the song that's playing in the credits when they go to the credits.
Good.
Yes. I don't know what that is. Is that a xylophone? Is that a church bell? Whatever, that ding in the beginning just adds the extra. And then the choir, "Scandalous." I'm not a singer, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
"Scandalous" is outstanding. "Party Man" was a hit, obviously.
Oh yeah.
The "Arms of Orion" was also a hit.
I like Lemon Crush too.
Lemon Crush is great. "Trust," that's the scene where Joker's throwing all the money and stuff. Trust. Who do you trust, me or the Batman? He's at home washing his tights. I could quote that movie all day, but so glad to get this in the collection. Going to be a big summer album spin for me as we kick into the summer months here, and that's my first pick: Batman, Prince, 1989.
Yeah, dude.
And then I got some new releases here for you. We're going to go into the hardcore punk route here, and band that I've talked about on our show several times. Released their first new music since 2005. Their last record, "Free at Last," and that is South Carolina hardcore legends Stretch Armstrong. Their new EP on our good friends of the show, Iodine Records. The Revealing, 6 tracks, like 18 minutes long. Incredible. If you love Stretch Armstrong, you will love this EP. Like, it is classic Stretch Armstrong. And I got it on like a red vinyl here. With some stitching or something on the back here. It says I don't even know what it says. I've tried to read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
South
Carolina. I know it says that on there, but really cool record. Love it. Definitely one of my favorites records of the year so far. And yes, I count EPs as records.
We do that.
Here's a shot of the fellas right here on the back. Just wanted to point out, shout out to Scott rocking the no pressure hat. Love that. And I usually don't keep hype stickers, but I thought I would keep this one right here.
You got to keep that hype
sticker because I thought it was really cool. It says, "The Revealing, South Carolina hardcore legends return with their first recording in almost 2 decades. The Revealing includes 6 frantic and unflinching songs full of sing-along anthems and crushing breakdowns. Produced by Steve Evans, Glassjaw, and Hatebreed. Features guest vocals from Lou Kohler of Sick of It All." And yes, Lou is on track 5, "Take a Stand." An awesome, quick hardcore punk track.
Great song. Great song.
But my favorite track is track 4, "Still Believe," part 3. Outstanding. I still believe in the promise you gave to me. The Only Way Out is through. It has one of my favorite solos of the year. The solo on Still Believe Part 3 is outstanding. It'll get in your head. But yes, one of my favorite EPs of the year. And if you love Stretch Armstrong, if you love positive hardcore, you will enjoy this. So glad to see that they're back making new music. And if you're going to Furnace Fest this year, check them out because they will be at Furnace Fest. So that is my second pick for the day. And we're going to stay, for my last pick, we're going to stay in the hardcore punk route again from the latest LP from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania hardcore punk band, One Step Closer, with their brand new LP, All You Embrace, on Run for Cover Records.
Yeah, buddy.
What can I say? Another one of my favorite records of 2024. This has been on repeat since it's been about a month now. And I mean, just 11 tracks, about 32 minutes. It's really good. It is my favorite mix production or whatever. I'm not even like great. Like, I just like how good are the songs, but the production to me is perfect. I think his name is John. He's done a lot of other stuff. I've seen his name. I definitely have stuff of his that he's produced before. And got a poster with it. Here's the fellas here.
There you go.
Cool poster. And this is one of the coolest booklets, like with the lyrics and stuff, that I've ever gotten. Like, it's just so cool here. It's got showing stuff of them going on tours over the years, and this is like it says right here. It's got the lyrics on the left, and then it's got opening for Knuckle Puck here in Chicago at the House of Blues.
This is a good example for
why you should get records,
support physical media, because you don't get this cool stuff. You'll never see this.
Yes, on a stream. John Markson's the producer. This is Ryan, the vocalist, recording with John. I'm covering my face here, but the studio shot. It's they were in New Jersey for about 5.5 weeks. They said recording this new record. Their world tour from 2023. Pretty cool. I love this shot of the fellas right here.
There you go.
Love that one. Yeah. That's a good shot. And also, I believe the current drummer of One Step Closer, is in the straight edge band from North Carolina, Magnitude. I'm pretty sure he's in that band right here. This guy right here. Yeah. I believe he's in Magnitude because I've seen Magnitude videos, and I know a couple of the guys live in North Carolina now that are in One Step Closer. This is a picture shot of when they're talking about what the original album title was going to be called before All You Embrace. It was supposed to be When We Say Goodbye, which would have been a cool title too. This is them opening up for Silverstein in 2023, which is really cool.
Hell yeah.
Yep, from Wilkes-Barre. This is them, the drummer, talking about from Wilkes-Barre to North Carolina. And they have a track on here called Topanga. How Pennsylvania is that? Boy Meets World is set in Pennsylvania. They have a track called Topanga.
Hell yeah.
And I love this photo. It's all of One Step Closer in the band See You Space Cowboy. Pretty cool picture.
Oh, nice.
I'm going through this whole thing because I think it's fucking dope.
No, this is the shit that's cool about physical media.
And this is them playing the Have Heart reunion show from 2019. Have Heart, amazing legends. And this is another shot of them on a Knuckle Puck tour from Houston, Texas. So pretty cool. And then here's that is really cool in my opinion. And I love that. I love where it says this band is called One Step Closer. We're from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Basically, this whole record is about I'm at this point, I'm in my late 20s and I'm experiencing a lot of this myself, like change, people growing up, things changing, all kinds of things going weird in your life and whatever.
Yeah.
And also it's a big shout out to Wilkes-Barre. Like they're putting on for their hometown for sure in this. And I love this record. It's definitely top 10 for me so far of 2024. And here it is on like a marble, like a blue swirl.
Those are cool.
Yep. And if I had to pick a favorite track, it would be track 3, Blur My Memory, or Slow to Let Go. Slow to Let Go and Still Believe Part 3 are my favorite lead solos of 2024. Outstanding solos. But yeah, One Step Closer, All You Embrace, Run for Cover Records. Can't recommend it enough. And those are all my picks for today.
Fantastic. Solid picks for sure.
Of course, I wanted to plug some recent shows that I've been to since we last recorded. It's been a crazy-ass few weeks for shows. since this recording, I went to see Justice for the Damned, Pain of Truth, Kubla Khan, and Harm's Way, and it was outstanding at the Red Flag in St. Louis. And then that Saturday, that show was on a Thursday. That Saturday, I went and saw the 20th year anniversary of Say Anything Is a Real Boy. At the pageant, outstanding. And then following Tuesday, I went to see Knocked Loose in Speed and Show Me the Body and Loathe at the pageant, outstanding. After that, I saw Can't Swim, Belmont, and Capstan, and St. Louis, awesome St. Louis band, Uncanny Valley, who I've seen several times. And then after that, I may be missing
Hootie and the Blowfish.
That's following Saturday. I went one of my favorite shows of 2024. I saw Hootie and the Blowfish, Collective Soul, and Edwin McCain. Hootie and the Blowfish rocks. I don't give a shit what anybody says. One of the greatest rock bands of the 90s. Should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They literally have one of the highest selling albums of the 90s. So
everybody had that album.
Cracked Review is so good. But anyway, great show. Then the following last weekend, as of this recording, last Friday night, I went to the Platypus with Barrett Lewis of ATI, Blake Worley, frequent guest of Waxing On and friend of the show, and Aaron Lewis of Hatemaker, Barrett's brother.
Yeah.
We went and saw Maul, 10 to the Chest, Sawed Off, and God, Please Forgive Me, the very first band I forgot. I'm so sorry. At the Platypus last Friday. Outstanding show. But it was a great show. And then last Saturday, my last show, I went and saw Military Gun, 4 Years Strong, the story so far and a day to remember, at the St. Louis Music Park, my first ever show there. So that was an experience, and I'm so pissed I was late for Military Gun, and I didn't get to see them. So sorry, Military Gun. I wanted to be there, but we were late.
Did you roll up like within like the last song, or
I rolled up when 4 Years Strong was playing?
Oh, okay.
Like when they first started. So I was super late, and that's my fault. We should have did better timing and read the show actually started at the time. I thought that was Doors. No, that was showtime.
Maybe it's just different when you're like at an amphitheater or something like that.
But it was fun.
Sometimes it just happens.
We were tired out from the night before, so me and Blake dodged out for a day to remember. But we got to see the story so far, which they have a new album out next Friday. I Want to Disappear. Pure Noise Records, going to be fantastic. We got, as of this recording, Ridge, myself, Barrett, and good friend of the show, Jared Cook, will be also seeing Can't Swim, Belmont, Capstan again in Springfield, Missouri.
Yes.
So we'll go on a little road trip and
finally get to see Can't Swim. My first time seeing Can't Swim.
Outstanding. They're outstanding live, and possibly we're going to see Frozen Soul.
Yes, Frozen Soul, Creeping Death, Enforced, which I'm super stoked to see.
That'll be awesome.
So I've Enforced and Frozen Soul, definitely. And I think, was it Gates to Hell?
Gates to Hell. That'll be cool. Gates to Hell rocks.
Playing at the Blueberry, or what was it, Blueberry Hill Duck Room.
Yeah.
Insane. Like, Frozen Soul's been doing big-ass tours, and now they're going to play a little old Duck Room, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready for that bolt thrower worship. I'm ready.
I'm excited.
And you get some thrash from Enforced. That'll be fantastic.
Oh, that's the best thrash record of last year for sure. And speaking of One Step Closer, they're going to be with Koyo and Anxious running it back, and Prize Horse at Blueberry Duck Room June 30th. We'll be there for that as well.
I'm gonna have to make it for. What is that, school night?
It's a school night, but I'm going.
I might.
It's a Sunday, and then Third Eye Blind the day before. I'm going to see Third Eye Blind with Yellow Card on June 29th. I don't even July Limp Bizkit. That's all I got for July.
I know there's quite a few things going on in July, but
that's all I got for now. Like, subscribe, post on Instagram. We're trying to get some people to interact with us. We got a Facebook now. We're trying to get that going, which is what our Facebook's just called Waxing On with R&J. Yeah, it's just
Waxing On with R&J. Instagram, you can find us at Waxing RJ. Yeah, you can find us there. We're bad at social media, but
we're trying though.
But anybody, if you want to talk about some records or something like that, you can comment on this video, hit us up on Instagram, direct message. We just want to talk about music. Like, that's the whole point of this.
That's just for the love of game, promoting new music and records, and it's like a hobby for us, and
hobby on top of a hobby.
Something that we love to do, and that's all I got. Support the ATI podcast as well.
Yep, that's all we have today
for episode 26. Until next time,
later.
See you later.
Hey there, this is Barrett from the ATI Podcast, here to talk about what we have going on the ATI Podcast Network. First, we'll start with Waxing On with R&J. The format of Waxing On with R&J is audible selections made exclusively by our hosts and brothers, Ridge Jackson and Jake Jackson. Waxing On with R&J is sure to tickle your inner eardrums with some of the most vile tones you've ever encountered, and conversely, ear candy with pop melodies, focusing on spotlighting underground and rising artists. Waxing On with R&J is another outlet of the ATI podcast community to bring awareness to many musicians' craft. Also found on the ATI Podcast Network, Nod Narb's Closet, hosted by Brandon Stewart of Eddowes Inn. Nod Narb's Closet is a wing of the ATI podcast programming that delves into the world of role-play games, miniature painting, diorama making, occasional pro wrestling match watch-alongs, providing commentary with a dash of jocularity and satire, and much, much more. Of course, leading the pack is the ATI Podcast. On the ATI Podcast, we episodically invite guests onto our show to spotlight their talents, whether that's musicians, filmmakers, artists, actors, businesses, even athletes. Nothing is off the table. The focus of the ATI Podcast and its collective creative arms, whether that's Waxing On with R&J or Nod Narb's Closet, is to bring awareness and focus to people's talents. Be sure to follow us across all traditional podcasting platforms, and for the full experience, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search the ATI Podcast. Stay safe out there.